Hello, this recording is going to be for Social Work 203 course in Blackboard. So what I'm going to do is basically give you a refresher where things are on Blackboard, which would make it easier for you to actually learn where things are and what's going to be available to assist you with this course. So I'm going to start first with the Getting Started page. And so we're on the Getting Started page now. Of course, you see I also have your course syllabi on the Getting Started page. In addition, I have my information in which you can locate me, call me. So that information is available to you. As we move on down under the Getting Started page, you have my welcome letter. I recommend that you spend some time reading that. And basically what I'm going to cover today is a Blackboard refresher, and this section of it kind of give you an idea of where things are, and we're going to cover that as we get into Blackboard, because sometimes things are put in different places and it's a little difficult to find it. So we're going to cover this as a part of the Blackboard refresher. Okay, this section is the example discussion post. I want you to spend some time looking at this because this is what's going to help you in responding to your peers and how you post your information. And you can see the discussion question is above up here, and that's the discussion question that's basically centered around a relationship between a client and a colleague. Okay, so in the initial discussion post, this individual basically said, according to NASW Code of Ethics 1996, it is not ethical for a counselor to be dating Karen, okay? And this person went on further and says, let's take a look at section 1.09, sexual relationships under the Code of Ethics of 1996. So this is what I mean by referencing your posts, okay? I will put a sample on what a reference should look like when you're posting under this so that you can see exactly what it should be. But in addition, this person went one step further and talked about Reamer 2011 on page 47. And the reason they use a page number is because anytime you have a direct quote under APA, you need to specify a page number. Okay, so this is the initial post of an individual. Now let's see how this individual responds to her peers, his peers. So the first response, you said hi, and the name of the person you're responding to. Very important, because I won't know who you're responding to when you post it and not saying who you're responding to. So when I'm giving you feedback, I won't know how to give you that feedback. So this person said, I agree with the response that this is unethical. Now this person said, I think it can take it a step further, and this person is saying it's also in violation of section 1.06, conflict of interest of Code of Ethics 1996. So that's the resource that this person basically respond to another person saying, yes, you're right, it's a dual relationship and it shouldn't happen, and Rima said it shouldn't happen. So this person is just validating it and says not only that it's sexual relationship under the Code of Ethics, but it's also basically a conflict of interest. So there again, you see that this person agreed with this individual, but they also said, this is why I agree with this individual. So they gave a reference, and that was section 1.06, conflict of interest under the Code of Ethics. Okay, let's look at the next person. So this person said hi, and then the person name you're responding to. And it says, I agree, but I think sometimes it can be confusing. So this person said, the Code of Ethics does not say one thing, but the South Carolina Code is not as strict. So this person is using the South Carolina Code of Ethics. So they're just saying that it's confusing under the NASW, in which I wouldn't know why it wouldn't be confusing. I mean, why it should be confusing, because the first one talks about sexual relationships. So we know under the Code of Ethics that clients should not have a relationship with their counselors. It's not in accordance to the Code of Ethics. So we know that. We also know about REMA, and REMA saying that it shouldn't take place. And that you go down, not only that they shouldn't have a relationship, but it's also a conflict of interest. How can you serve someone as a client therapist if you're dating that person? What happens if you feel that this person should look at something else and this person disagree with you and then threaten to tell on you? So that's where the conflict of interest comes in at. Now, the South Carolina Code of Ethics is a little different and it's not as strict as the NASW Code of Ethics. It's similar, but it's not. So if you want to know what's in the South Carolina Code of Ethics, all you have to do is look it up, because that's more like the state. NASW is for everybody, no matter which state you're in. And so this is an example of how a discussion post should be. When I finish this recording, I will put a response from another student on how they respond to a question, and that way you can take a look at that example, and it's just something else to follow. Okay, you also have your library instruction resource. If you click on that link, it's going to give you some library instructions. You have your Purdue OWL. This is a good reference that you can use for APA. And I went one step further and provided an APA writing template. So you can click on the template so you don't have to figure out how should your paper be formatted, because the template is there. You just have to delete the information in the template and start with your paper. I also talked a little bit about Safe Assign and how it evolves around plagiarism. And then I gave you some writing examples in PTF that you can look at under APA. A lot of times I get students try to do a combination, APA and MLA. This is where in the social work profession, we only write under APA. Okay, and then I give you a little bit more information about becoming a social worker. This is just some information to let you know about social work, how many areas there are, what you can be looking at as far as getting into the different types of social work. So this is just some information for you, for your general knowledge. I went one step further and I put all of the course PowerPoints in one place for you. Use it if you wish, or you can do it under the units as we cover that, and I will kind of be glad to go over that a little later on with you. But all your PowerPoints are right here on the Getting Started page for the whole course. Okay, as we move further, the Limestone College online course policy is there, and this link, if you click on it, it'll give you the policy. This is the course coordinator's information. This is the person who developed this particular course for you to actually take. So it gives you some information. So if you click on this, it'll deal with some problems or issues with the course that you can be responding to this individual. Okay, just know that you have a midterm and final in this course, and it's by proctorial. And I'll show you where your midterm and finals is at a little later on after we get through with the Getting Started page. Okay, and then the faculty guide to proctorial, you don't have to worry about that. You won't be able to see that. You won't be able to see the faculty course coordinator's guide. But I did put some suggestion box here for you to think about if you have some suggestions about the course. Here again, a lot of times people want to tell you things, but then they don't want to be a part of the process. So don't tell me something need to be fixed if you don't have some kind of idea of what we need to do to go about fixing it. It's like, let me give you this problem and then you solve it. Okay, so I want you to review everything on the Getting Started page, especially the information I gave you. What I didn't provide here for you, and I will, basically is a sample paper for the course. So I will try to put one of those for you so you can actually follow it. Okay, that concludes the Getting Started page. So again, your syllabus is located on the Getting Started page, so you don't have to click on the syllabus link. Some of you probably won't see it. Announcements, page announcements. Just know from time to time, I will be sending you announcements that you can actually utilize as I respond to you. So if I email you, I'll usually put an announcement in there letting you know I email you with some information. I've graded this section. So from time to time, you want to check the announcement. You will get a ping every time I post an announcement because I always ask it to be sent immediately. So don't worry about that. Course schedule is a map that's there for you to look at what's available per course. Again, I'm teaching 2 courses this semester, so just note that your course is there, and you should be able to see it a little later on as we go through this process. Okay, so that's your calendar. Okay, Blackboard Messenger. This is where messages are going to be sent. As you can see, it's always something to respond to. I have someone just email me about online book. Okay, this course does not carry an online book that I know of. Okay, and so let me get back with you after I verify with the director for online courses regarding the textbook, okay? And I'll respond to this individual a little later on. Okay, my grades, that's basically going to be for you to view, okay? So you'll be spending time when assignments are due. It's always good to look at this because it'll tell you when things are due. Also, let's look at assignments, okay? As I told you earlier when we went over the syllabus, you have 8 assignments that you have to respond to. So it's 1 assignment for each week. So for week 1, you have an assignment. When you click on this assignment, under assignments, you click on it, and this is where you're going to upload your paper. So all you got to do is click on Browse My Computer, find your article, and upload it into the system, and it automatically goes to my gradebook to be graded. Okay, so all your assignments are due under assignment section here. Okay, so just be mindful of that, and you have 1 each week. So you see, this was available as of the 8th at 11:59. So you should already be seeing assignment 1. Okay, as we move further down, you have discussions. Okay, I told you also when we did the syllabus that you're going to have discussions. Let's see, I think this one carries 8, if I'm not mistaken. No, it only carries 7. So you have 7 assignments, 1 for each week up until the last week. So week 1, you should be looking at this assignment now. Okay, so you should have this present for you to do right now. Okay, as we go further on, you should not see a rough draft paper. So just know that you don't have to turn in a rough draft to me, but I do recommend that you contact the library for assistance with your paper, especially if this is your first time writing a paper in APA format. Utilize the library. They have a good source of individuals that can help you with your paper. Now, they won't write your paper, but they will look at it. They will grammar check it, spell check it. They will give you some suggestions. They will tell you about referencing. So I would utilize them if need be. Okay. And the earlier you know about what you want to write on, the better it's going to be to get assistance. If you wait till the last minute to this assignment is due, you probably will have problems with trying to get assistance from the library with such a short notice date. Okay, as I told you before, you have 1 paper, and if you look under the APA paper section, this is your 1 paper, and it tells you what you're going to be doing, how long the paper is going to be. It tells you what kind of references to use. Okay, so academic references are basically books, peer review articles, references. That's what they're talking about. things that people have published and someone else have looked at and explored it for validity. So just know that you have to do a paper, and your paper will be submitted under that section. Your syllabus will tell you exactly when this paper is due. Okay? So just be mindful of when you need to submit this paper. Okay, as we go further on down, you have 2 exams, as I told you before. You have a midterm and you have a final. And as you look at the midterm and final, your midterm exam is due on the 6th. You should be seeing this around the 5th of April. For those of you who are taking this particular course, next term it might be something completely different. So just be mindful to look at the dates. Your final exam also have a date that's due. Your syllabus should indicate when this paper is actually due. When this exam opens up to you. Okay. It used to be with online students, I would give them a week to do the exam. And as I look at the process over a period of terms, I found that most students wait till the last day to do the exam. And so you only have 1 day to do this exam. So as I told you before, your midterm and your final is about 35 to 36 questions. And so you're looking at a higher point system when it comes to getting a number wrong. So, you're looking at maybe 4 to 5 points for each question. So just be mindful of that. So know what you're answering and don't second guess it. Okay, as we move on down, Social Work 203 has a pre and post test. Just be mindful, you're going to click on the pre or post test. And so what you're going to be doing is filling in your name. And this test at the beginning of the course is going to be a pre-test. Some people have already taken this test. So what I recommend you do is take it, print it, and as we go through the course, you can start answering the questions, because the same questions on the pre is going to be the same questions on the post. So you're going to click me as your instructor for this course, and then you're going to answer the questions here. So here again, all you got to do is print this and find the answers later for the post. The pre-test is just a baseline to see what you know without getting into the book. However, the post-test should show a greater value system. In other words, if you took the pre-test and you scored an 8, and then you took the post-test and you scored a 5, well, that just tells the instructor or tells someone that you basically looked in the book to find the answers for the pre, and you took the test thinking you know the answers for the post. Your post-test should be always greater than your pre-test. And I do monitor these. I will check people off as they take it, so that way I know that who's taking it and who hasn't. And I usually send emails if you haven't. So here again, this is a good way to print this out and save it for the post. As you get into the book, you can start asking the questions, and when you get ready to take the post test, you won't have a problem with it. So that's just another area that you're going to be doing. So as we go back to the pre and post test, that's listed there. So assignments are listed under assignments. Discussions are listed under discussions. Your paper is listed under APA paper. Your exams, your midterm and final is listed under exams. So now let's go into the units, okay? On your syllabi, you'll hear it as units. In the Blackboard, it's listed as week. Each unit, unit 1 is week 1. So just know that. So when you click on week 1, it'll tell you everything that's due. Here again, you see what it say, application to the social work program. As I told you about that earlier, since you're just starting, taking the beginner's social work course, all of you have to actually take and complete the application for social work. And so what I need you to do is go ahead and click on this, and it'll give you all the information you need to do that. Okay, and it says that you will need to make contact with me as your advisor to get additional information like the password. So when you get ready to take this, I recommend that you call me instead of emailing me. But if you email me under rdickerson@limestone.edu, and I'll get it immediately. And so I will email you the password back and you can take it. I recommend that you do not tell other students the password because they need to learn this the same way you do, because it might be something that they left out or something that I might need to talk to them about a little further. Because sometimes people can enter into social work. You can have a record. When I say record, I'm talking about a criminal record, and still become a social worker. When you look at drug and alcohol counselors, some of them have been addicted themselves, and you'll find that some of them also had records. But sometimes it's a step further that I have to go to. So if you do have a criminal record, then I need to talk to you about expungement. I need to talk to you about licensure. And so this is why I'm asking you not to release the password once you get it. Okay, because it might take away from somebody thinking they have everything, and they won't have everything, and they may go through this course not knowing valuable information. So here again, you need to do this part and contact me at rdickerson@limestone.edu, and I will give you the password when you're ready to take this. This is just another area for the pre-test. Just know that this should be completed during the first 2 weeks of the assignment. It tells you also that you have assignment 1 that's due under week 1. It tells you have a graded discussion that you're going to have to take care under week 1. And it gives you some information about the APA slide and also chapter 1 power points. Now, I also, under the getting started page where you look at sample instructions, I put in a PowerPoint presentation for you. But, just know that if you follow this APA slide, you should be good to go. Week 2 is a list of things that's done in week 2. So when you get through at week 1, what I do is normally an announcement is highlight all of this and send it to you an announcement that these are the things that do in week 2. Now, week 1 will start on the 9th and it'll end on Sunday. Week 2 will open up to you on Sunday and it will end the following Sunday. So every Sunday, you're ending a week and starting another week. So under week 1, you'll see what's there. Under week 3, you'll see what you need to do. Under week 4, it lists some things you need to do. The same with 5, 6, 7, and 8. So as you look at each one of the weeks, if you're not sure what assignment is due, look at your weeks and it'll kind of clarify that for you. Okay, the tools section under course tools, there's a study guide there that you can click on that should give you some information for the midterm exam, and it tells you that. Of course, this is not something you want to say, I'm only going to study these things, because you're required to read the textbook. Okay, so make sure you read the textbook to ensure that that's being done. Okay, as we go one step further, as we look at the course schedule, I think the study guide is about the only thing, and it's a study guide for the midterm and the final. I'm just telling you, just make sure that you read the textbook. Do not study only these things, because it might be some stuff that's not on this list in the text. Okay? As we move further on down the line, of course, this is just talking about grading under the course management. This is mainly for me. So I kind of give you an idea where everything is at under Blackboard, where you can find what you need under Blackboard. So just be mindful to look at announcements. And normally when I say an announcement, you'll get alert that announcement is there. Now, if you're falling behind in the course, well, I won't post that as an announcement. I might send a post that recommend that students go back and read messages in Blackboard because I might have something in there pertinent to you and only you. So when I send emails about that, you will get an email in Blackboard Messenger for that. Okay, so this concludes basically the topic, the refresher in Blackboard where things are. Again, if you have any questions, I recommend that you call me at area code 843-345-2224 rather than to send me an email, because sometimes you leave things out in the email and I won't understand exactly what you're talking about. I won't know who you are, and it'll give me an idea to give you a little bit more if you call me. But I know some people like to just email because it's convenient. Well, just note that your emails to me is only going to get a response based on what you send me. Okay? That concludes this portion of the recording for the Blackboard refresher. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me.